Okay, but seems like we can start, and the latecomers join whenever they join. And first of all, I think I went over the general information. And first, before starting, of course, we would like to thank the Erasmus Plus program for funding. And here you can see the agenda. First, we are going to introduce our team and the project. Then Aino and Nora will give an overview of the methodology. And then Mari-Liis will tell us about the overview of the course structure itself and the topics involved, and also give some recommendations on which learning methods should be used when we do the course. And in the end, we will share a glimpse of the materials and the report. And of course, in the end, the Q&A session where we can all ask any questions you would like. Oops. So about our team, my name is Marian. I am a circular designer. I am from Estonian Design Center. And here next to me, I have Mari-Liis.
Hello, I am Mari-Liis, also from Estonian Design Center, here as a circular economy expert.
Then we have from Finland, Aino.
Hello, everyone. Nice to be here and nice to see you, everyone. My name is Aino Vepsäläinen, and I work as a chief specialist in the Institute of Design and Fine Arts in Lab University of Applied Sciences.
Thank you. Nora.
Hello, everyone. My name is Nora Nylander, and I'm working as senior lecturer in Lab University of Applied Sciences in this project due to the fact because I teach sustainable and human-centered design, but I have several other roles here as well.
Thank you. And then Andressa.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Andressa Moro. I am from Italy, but I have been living in Finland now for the past 5 years or so. And I'm last year student at Lab University of Applied Science in the field of branding and package design.
Thank you. And here we also have all the contacts. So after the webinar, if you have any questions about the project, then feel free to contact. We didn't do the project all by ourselves. We had a lot of experts involved. Here is a list of designers, researchers, academic people, all kinds of mentors about who teach sustainability, a list of people involved from all countries: Estonia, Finland, Australia, and I think others as well. So the project is called Circular Design Training Module. And as I said, we thank Erasmus Plus program for the funding. And the project has been going on for almost a year now and will end just at the end of this month. The aim of the project is to develop educational content that strengthens designers' ability and readiness to apply circular economy principles in their work. The curriculum of the materials aims to equip designers to evolve into circular design leaders within the respective industries. It focuses on understanding the interconnectedness of systems, the shifting role of designers, learning from those already implementing circular design principles, and effectively integrating circularity into specific design fields. So this might seem like a lot, but we will dive deeper when we talk about the project itself. The target group of this course structure are designers currently on the job market who didn't have a chance to study circular design at their academic institutions. So this means, for instance, young designers who have just entered the job market, or older product and graphic designers who have long since graduated and haven't had access to the upskilling possibilities, and also entrepreneurs or product owners. And the outcome of this project, we have a study of the current European practices related to circular design and foresight trainings. And the most important is the creation of a training module worth of 15 points for circular design and future foresight. That includes the script of the module, literature lists, canvases, tools, recommended tasks, and tests. And of course, the courses with descriptions and teaching materials. And it will all be available online, and I will talk about that part at the end of the webinar more. But now to the course itself. So I think Aino, this was your part.
This is for Mari-Liis.
Oh, sorry, Mari-Liis. Okay, I'm sorry for the confusion. We have, during the project, we had many insights, and here we have listed the most important barriers and opportunities for why this course matters. So there are many barriers which inhibit to integrate circular design into the design process. First of all, there is a lack of knowledge and understanding of circularity, life cycle assessments, systems thinking, and regulations. There is also lack of transparency and clarity of information, of data, and expectations in the topics, and consumers' willingness and ability to navigate the information and choices. And for sure, financial barriers to entering the market with sustainable solutions. And last but not least, lack of understanding of the value of design overall. But although there are many barriers, there are also many opportunities. So drivers which enable circular design into the design process. First, a development of articulating the value of design, so we can really revolutionize the meaning of what the designer is. Exposing the data and making transparency and accountability the norm. So we can really put effort into making, for instance, digital product passports a standard. There is the opportunity to create new business models and approaches to develop design solutions. And we can really develop a new field of design or practice approaches that help legitimize design. So for this, we have had many co-design workshops. So here we have images of a workshop led by Leila Akaroglu at the Estonian Design Center, where we have had gathered many field experts, designers, Estonian and Finnish circular design developers. And we had discussions on what are the barriers and the opportunities, and we use this really to in the research part of the project. So now Aino will tell us more about the methods and the approach we used.
Yes, now it's my turn. Okay. Yes, as Marianne just explained, the starting point for the approach was to analyze the possibilities and barriers that exist for the circular design development. Another important background study we did was to get to know the available course materials and learn what they offer and what is perhaps missing. These two activities appeared to be very crucial for the later development. The joint development in different phases was the most important method we used, I would say so. We did it in different groups, jointly together with the project team, but also with another, or together with the project team, but in our own organizations as well. And the most importantly, with other stakeholders and professionals, both in Finland and in Estonia. the way to further develop has been very iterative, and I must say that we have had multiple versions and settings for this whole course model, and it's finally nice to see that it's finding its format. So the collaboration has been the key, I would say. We have used collaborative platforms and shared all the documents together with the project team, but as well with some other stakeholders we have interviewed and discussed with. I cannot emphasize too much how important still even being able to work online fluently has been the face-to-face workshops that we have had here. I'm actually in Tallinn now, so that's why I say here in Tallinn, but also in Finland and together with our teams and colleagues and other stakeholders. And also now at this stage of the development, visualization has become very important part of the project to communicate. Without the deep understanding of the need and the content, we wouldn't have the great material that we have now and will be published in September. And I'm sure, as Andres says here, we will hear a bit more about that later. Yes, the next slide, please. Few more words about the study we did after identifying the opportunities and barriers. The topic of circular design was familiar for both organizations. Estonian Design Center has strong knowledge of circular design, both from the perspective of companies and the designer's perspective too. And we in the Institute of Design and Fine Arts in Lahti, we also have a strong knowledge and history in teaching, educating design, but also in circular design. We have created great materials in research and development projects and also been working together with companies. But still, I must say that especially lately, the progress in circular design development has been very fast and strong, and it was very important to get to know what the others have done in the Europe. And we, of course, wanted to update our own knowledge on existing materials and the development to be able to provide content that is not yet existing and needed. And this was very important, and we made some key findings, which you can see here at the slide. To summarize, there's many platforms online and courses that support the building the knowledge on circular design, and those are very, very well accessible as well. But something we found out was that courses often also focus on business development and sustainability practices, not that much the designer's perspective. And there is materials for designers or targeted for designers, but not that many yet. Circular design practices also have not yet been fully integrated into mainstream design education. And circular design is not like integral part of designers' everyday work. That was something we evaluated then as well. And also what is quite interesting is that circular design is quite well known at the moment, especially, of course, among the designers. But we somehow figured out or understood that the linear model is still the economic model that is the mainstream and exists. And circular design has mainly been making the linear model better. That's very important. But we also figured out that we need not just baby steps, but a bigger leap for making that different. Next slide, please. Okay. this is one of the key findings. We thought that when we are developing this course, we should have clearly the focus on the designer's need and emphasize not the business need. Of course, it's part of this, but what would be the most important knowledge that the professional designers need now to be able to integrate the circular design in their everyday work. Next, please. Okay. I already mentioned that we had many workshops, and this is maybe the first workshop where the actual development of the course model and structure started. And this was the face-to-face workshop, and I think that I still remember these maybe 2 or 3 hours that we were having a lot of post-its and a messy situation, but in the end I cannot say that we had a clear vision, but something very important happened. Let's just put again back the previous one. I was checking that what was there now. Yes, you can have the next one. Thanks. Sorry. Yeah, so we had some key insights from this workshop. We need to support the designers to make a significant leap in circular and sustainable design competence, and that requires now a holistic approach. And as already mentioned, it should be done from the designer's perspective. We should look this from another perspective than just adding circularity. We don't think it's sufficient anymore. We shouldn't only increase knowledge on circular design. We should have a broader look. Systems thinking and future-oriented skills are needed for designers. And that, of course, needs a shift in mindset. And what we also during that workshop realized that we must start from the environment's perspective and fully kind of take the responsibility on what we are doing, and do it within the planetary boundaries that already has exceeded in many places. Next, please. Okay, so why this course is different? We are focusing on the needs of the designer's profession. We are building it to a new level. That's why it says level 2. We are helping designers to implement the methods in their own design field, not just give practical knowledge that anyone could implement, but to help the designers to use the knowledge they learn in their own work. And the 3 important perspectives that are involved in the course is environment, people, and then of course businesses as we are working for and with them. And then the most important thing maybe, the name of the project was Circular Design Training Program. And while this development, we realized that it's not enough anymore. We have to focus on the systems thinking, and that's why we will soon learn that the course is called Beyond Circular Design, and that's where we aim.
Thank you, Aino. Now I will give the mic to Mari-Liis.
So yes, hello again. So yes, as the core learning was that we need to get beyond circular design skills. And we need to get further from the ABCs to BCDs. So how do we do that? It was clear that circular design skills and just furthering those is not enough. We need to question the whole system where we operate in. And as a designer, keeping in mind the changing environment and the planetary boundaries. So the learning outcomes came straight from there, like how do we apply the circular economy principles? How do we unlearn? How do we measure and evaluate the social impact of designers' decisions? And how do we make future-proof solutions? So the course of the structure is built modular. It has 5 modules, each divided into 3 main subjects. All of them can be shrunken or expanded as needed, but the system and the flow of it has a certain holiness to it, which is, it makes sense. It is a whole interconnected system. So yes, the first module would be systems. It is the core of the whole course. And here, the first module, we need to question, like, how do we unlearn the linear way of thinking? How do we unlearn from analytical decisions and become more synthesized? So here we need to understand, see and map out the interconnectedness. By basics of ecology, we learn from the system, the nature. We once again can have a look how things are happening in the nature as the main improviser and the whole system that supports us all. So topic number 2 would be the human-made systems and the complexity of it. How do we analyze the parts of it and how and when to interfere? Also, here is important measuring and evaluating. If we look at any system and we want to have any influence of it, we need to see, we have to have tools to measure it and see where we can have any influence. So this all brings us to understanding, applying systems thinking, and making informed decisions as designers. The module 2 would be people, because what else is life for us without us here? So how do we understand human behavior and decision making? It's all about exploring our behavior, the science of decision making, promoting solutions that work long term and increase the social well-being of us all. We learn that by relearning user-driven research and designing for long-term impact and how to measure the impact we have made. Module number 3 would be business, because we all, our existence here is a part of economic system, our needs, our wants, how are they met? And we need to bring these new learnings from the systems thinking to the economy. And this module wants to equip designers with knowledge, tools, and perspective to make more resilient and future-proof solutions, diving into economics with an eye on the future all the time. As the impact of the business is becoming more important as the profit. We can do that by looking at the impact measuring tools, once again, the regulations, the alternative business models, and pitching the new business solutions in the real world. That is one key maybe task in this module. So the module number 4 would be design field. As the course is meant for also already professional designers or people who have studied design, they have maybe their own skill set already, their own experiences, but we can all agree that the changing role of the designer maybe needs a little changes. So how do we grow as professionals in our field? Module number 4 helps us to question these changes within a specific design industry and see what skills are missing. Finding the inspiration from other practicing designers in your field, implementing the user research we have learned in previous modules, and analyzing what skills are taking other designers maybe further and what would be need. Taking a moment to analyze our own subjects, where we work, how we work, and creating some future foresight in it is the main topic of this module maybe. So, and the last one would be the design process. Adapting a new systemic approach and deeper industry insight to one's own work process. Maybe questioning again, what do we need? What are we good in? What are our tools? And how should we implement a new systemic way in our work process? Redefining the ways how we learn, re-evaluating our workflows, adapting methods, and creating a new personal process portfolio is the main topic in this module. We can do that by doing maybe some service blueprinting on oneself, aligning our personal values and skills to do a new value proposition where we take in consideration all the previous models and what we have learned, and then adapting to a new way of working. And the most important outcome of the whole course when following those 5 modules would be that the designer would have a new holistic approach, and the systemic view is integrated in the workflow. And we also have created a portfolio to present the new way of working to our customers. Aino, would you like to sum up, maybe?
Maybe I can give my kind of insight or thought about the whole process, but let's talk about that then later with the whole group, hopefully. But I think that the most important thing where we aim is that as we know that there's a lot of knowledge, and we cannot say that the designers don't know, for example, about circularity, but the information is here and there and everywhere, and we have learned that even though they have this knowledge, they don't maybe have the skills to utilize it in their special own work, because it's different in everybody's design approach. So within this content, we aim to help designers to kind of adapt and embed the strong, sustainable design knowledge in the everyday work, and that would also help the companies to get further with their business models and transition towards kind of real circularity, not only improving the linear business to become a bit more circular, but making it truly better.
Yes, and to get there even better, we have also thought about how we learn. And the recommended learning method for this course would also be the delayed expert knowledge, where we use as many constructive and interactive ways of learning by coming together and having question and answer sessions, by doing actual research and comparing, analyzing. And there is a very good list of reading for all these subjects, but the reading and writing down would be the least preferred method for learning. So the ICA framework, by doing your homework first, then practicing it on the field and then getting some expert knowledge would be the preferred method for running this course. And about what we have been talking about, the materials. Now I will give the word to Andressa. She was designing our report, which will be available after the webinar within a week. And then the full report will be on Erasmus, or the course materials will be available on the Erasmus Plus website by the end of September. And now word to Andressa.
Yes, so I designed the concept behind the Beyond Circular Design. And I start from the question, how could I implement actually design system into this project myself? And I did that through small design choices that you will be able to see later on this week, which are like color coded, all the illustrations. So everything is built in a way that will allow your memory to link those things together and remember better. But also it will allow you to see the bigger picture of what this project is about, because the Beyond Circular Design itself, it's a system that consider all the pieces like a puzzle to help designers to improve their design skills into more sustainable choices. I also really thought about how I could do it so holistic and intersect different dimensions, so the bigger picture and the impact is seen. So when you guys get the design later, you'll be able to see that all diagrams, all illustrations, they were made to be very, very simple. So they're easy to understand and they're easy to remember. Because when you learn something like more deeply, then it's easier for you also to use that knowledge later. So that was my main goal. That's all for now.
Yeah, so we wanted to show the some glimpse of the report as well, but the slides are not responding. But we can share it later in the Q&A session when we stop this sharing. Okay, now something else happens. Yep. But for conclusion and feedback, I would like to ask all our team members. So maybe some feedback from you. What are we proud of and what still needs work? So maybe first I will give the mic to Aino.
Well, I'm very proud of that we kind of changed the ambition level from creating circular design training to something bigger, I would say. And I'm also proud that we worked very hard to find a way how to do it, because it's not the easy task. And I'm very proud also of the material that I've seen now, also the visualizations and everything of that. And I'm happy to see how is the feedback from that. And now when it's tested, what should be improved or what should be changed, and we are very happy and open for that reflection, and it's very much needed as this project was to create the structure and the modules for this kind of education format or course. Shall I answer to the other question as well now or later?
Or maybe we can all give a little insight. I can be next. I am very proud of us, or how impressed how we started the circular design project. And through the workshop, how we understood it, that we need this systemic approach, and there are really some core skills that are missing. And by implementing these, we could do something so much better, and we did. And I am also very proud that we are actually piloting this course in a very shrunken format starting next week already in Estonian Design Center. And yeah, very excited. And maybe Nora, you would like to say something like how do you find from teacher's perspective? What is the best bits?
Okay, yes. Well, firstly, from project perspective, I think we did a lot of work, and I'm proud of seeing the result, especially the report one, where is more content than in this presentation. Because sometimes, as the topic itself, it felt quite unclear where we are going, and now when you see it finished, it kind of makes sense. But I think as a lecturer with young designers, I'm talking about bachelor level designers, there is always this struggle that these topics are very theory rich and adaptation is very slow. They might be very abstract if you can't give them very practice based kind of, for example, projects for students. And still students are nowadays they are very kind of hungry for knowledge. They know circularity and sustainability and all those things, and they are very interested, enthusiastic to improve planet, the world. But they are very tool hungry and action driven, so they need this kind of tools and possibilities to learn more and especially learn how it is for themselves personally. So this is I think this isn't kind of a design approach that everybody becomes same because you have this own field and process and then you implement theory on your own way.
And Andressa, maybe you would like to give your insight as well?
Yes, for me, it's such a pleasure to be part of this project because first and foremost, they actually bring positive changes into my field. So how could I not be proud to be part of it? Secondly, I think with the technological changes that we're all facing today, there's a lot of big question marks, especially in the design field. What is the role of the designer nowadays? If everything can be done through AI, so what can we actually offer? And I think this course will teach designers to have a really broadened but also very specific skills on how to deal with every bit of the process. So yes, as a designer myself and someone who is very passionate about sustainability and someone who wants to bring positive change to the world, it's easier to aspire to do those things when you actually have the tools to do so. Yeah.
And from my part, I can also add that I'm really proud of when we did validation sessions with current experts and designers. They were very surprised and happy that we came to a conclusion of systems and the 5 modules. They feel like it's really necessary, and some even said that it could be a master's degree somewhere. So I think this is really an accomplishment for us. Mm-hmm. But is there anything that you feel like should be researched even more deeply?
Well,
Aino.
I can start. Maybe everything we did should be studied even further, and there would be many things to learn more. And also, as I mentioned before in this session, that we did this in very iterative way. So I think we have to continue it very iterative as well. So these are things that are never ready. We are only in the beginning of this, but I see it very encouraging that as coming from educational organization and you as a organization promoting the use of design, we have very good place to develop everything further. So we have the possibility, but we have to kind of take the advantage of that possibility to not stop here, but have the same ambition in future as well. It's not easy.
It's not. Nora?
Yes, I think each of, for example, these topics that you see in our matrix of modules could be like expanded and made as a whole own course, not just short review. But one thing is I'm very interested what happens in this Estonian pilot, how it works, and I'm also planning myself on because I teach this topic maybe at least using parts of these in my own lessons and also this learning framework that we have proposed how we learn like reflection and action and discussions.
Mm-hmm.
There is more detailed like examples how to make like lessons and practices and tests and so on.
Andressa, do you have anything to add about the visual side?
No, the only thing to add was like that I hope that everyone has a easy way through it that's visually pleasing, but also that solves the issue of understanding the course, because that's the main point for me. And if everyone has any feedback or any questions, just contact me, and good luck on your journey.
Okay. Comments, Mari-Liis?
I want to thank you, everybody who were involved, because it has been a great journey, and I'm pretty sure this narrow stream is turning into a great waterfall. And if we have a right direction, then we can take this material further.